Good morning, you guys. Happy Friday. My name is Mackenzie, and I'm your host for The Breakthrough, an online community of women who are obsessed with knowing their identity in Jesus Christ. And I just want to welcome you to this amazing community or this amazing audio that will just provide some peace and some answers and just a little bit of a discussion. So if you have not watched our video on the original perfect design that God created us to be, I will link that as well in this video as well. But go check that out because then you kind of have an understanding of what we're going to be talking about. Now, we just finished, so when I'm filming this or recording this, we just finished our small group, our Zoom group, Thursday night, and we talked about how the original design, what the purpose of the original design is. Because here's the truth. If you know body, soul, and spirit, if that's all I left you with, you could walk away going, okay, great, Mackenzie, awesome. I know how I'm made, but that's not going to solve my problems. And I totally get that because that was my reaction for so long. But as I was trying to figure out how to do this audio the past couple days, I've just been kind of meditating on it and my own personal reaction to this video. I was asking God, I said, God, can you just please reveal like what I'm supposed to talk about? Because I just don't feel like there's enough content here to create an audio. And obviously, God answers when we ask. And as the days went on, he started to say the solution. Like that's what was kind of put on my mind. And I thought about it. If a doctor, for example, a doctor has to study the original design of the human body to know the problems that he's looking at, right? So he has to understand how the body's supposed to work. That way, when he does see something that's not working very well, he knows the answer. The same thing with someone that studies money, right? They know the perfect image of the money versus they don't study the counterfeit. They study the original. And that is all we're doing right now is we have to know the original design, the original outline before we can solve the problem, before we can understand how the problem is solved. So if you don't have a plan, if you don't have the original textbook, then when we're looking at our life and the destruction that's happening or the problems that's happening or the addiction that's happening or the disorders that are happening or the affairs that are happening or the reaction with anger that's happening, if we're looking at that but we don't know the original design, then we can't ever solve the problem. So we have to address the original design. And as that can be sometimes boring because it doesn't get us to the solution right away, there has to be an intense study on that so that when you do see areas in your life in the future where it's like, this isn't right, I can tell there's something off in my life, what we can do is we can turn to the original design, or it's already, in your head where it's like, you know what, I think this is out of place. I think this isn't lining up. I think I'm turning to my own resources. I think I'm identifying myself by A, B, and C, not by my identity in Jesus Christ. Or I don't think I'm living in alignment with my identity of righteousness. And so when we understand the outline, then we can pinpoint red flags in our life that we are taking out of our own control. And that's really, truly what this is all about. That's really, truly the importance of understanding this beginning of everything, right? Because whether you are struggling with depression or anxiety or anger or frustration or cheating or like insecurities or disorders or affairs or fill in the blank of what is in your life right now, right? What are you struggling with? What is your story? And if you are trying to fix your story out of your own strength, out of your own resources, without diving into the creator, right? Without going to the original person who breathed life into you, and we're saying, forget the textbook, I'll just figure it out on my own, it's not going to work. You're going to fail. So why don't we just go to the creator, say, God, how did you originally create me? And now you and I walk hand in hand of addressing this problem because now I get it. I get it. I understand why I'm responding this way. I understand why I respond out of anger or frustration. I understand why I have an awful relationship with food. I understand why so and so cheated or why so and so was bullying me. I understand why they're reacting this way. I understand why my parents are doing this. I understand why they're going through this divorce. Not saying any of those are right. I'm not saying any of those are easy. I'm just saying now we understand because we can look back to the original context. We can look back to the original design. We can pinpoint the problem. And so that's why I encourage you to do. It's not that body, soul, and spirit just stopping there answers all your problems. It just gives you that original context. And that's so important to deal with. And I didn't really understand that until like 3 hours ago, right? Because I've struggled with that where it's like, oh, body, soul, and spirit, the original design before anything went, like there's no drama in the original design, right? And I struggled with it because it's like, oh, it's so boring. But it's not. But it's also not it's not the solution. It is a solution, but it isn't getting into the nitty-gritty. But you have to take step A before you can take step D. Okay? We have to know our steps. We can't just jump into the application, which is hard to do sometimes. I know I struggle with that. I would rather be 20 years in the future than where I am right now, or, whatever the situation is. And we want to Amazon Prime our life. We want to Amazon Prime our relationship with Jesus. We want to Amazon Prime our problems. We want to Amazon Prime everything, but it takes a process. But you can't go through the process if you don't understand the original design. And I'm going to keep repeating that because it's important. I hope this gets in your head that you have to understand the original design. You have to. And I'm saying that to me too because I've had moments where I have thought, why is this out? And then I remember looking back, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting my identity or my needs met through so-and-so. I'm getting my needs met through David, my husband, not through my Heavenly Father. Why is that happening? Because I'm putting God on the side. Why is that happening? Because I don't trust him with this area. Why? And it gets back to the original design of I would rather control my life. But I can't pinpoint that if I don't know the 3 sections. I can't pinpoint that if I don't know where God is placed. I can't pinpoint that. Even if you are thinking, okay, God feels distant, or God, I welcome you into my presence. Sorry, honey. That's not happening because God is already there. You can't, as we've talked about, you can't remove God from your presence. But if you don't understand how you were created, then that would make sense to say that. You feel distant, God. Oh, wait, I understand my original design. He's in me. Why am I responding with this type of personality? Why do I have this personality? Oh, because this is how God created me. Right? And same thing with our body. It all goes in order. Okay? So we are a spirit. That is our identity. We are a righteous spirit who has a soul or a personality, who lives in a body, who is shelled in a body. And when we know that, we can see where things kind of go out of place. Now, here's the deal. Most of things go out of place in our soul. Most haywire goes into haywire in our soul because we aren't functioning out of our spirit. We're a 2-part being. That's how we look at things. We're a 2-part being. I have a body and I have a soul. I have a body and a personality, but we forget about our spirit. And when we realize that we are a 3-part being and we have a spirit and our decisions need to be coming from our spirit, our identity needs to be coming from our spirit, our answers need to be coming from our spirit, then we can start moving forward. But if you think that you're only functioning out of your personality and your own resources and your own decisions and your own mindset, then it's not going to work. So when we explain the body, soul, and spirit, it's all going to come into completion. It's all going to make sense. And so just hang on with me through the crap that you're going through. Just hang on with me through the stuff that you're wrestling with, because when you start to see how God originally created us, what happened thousands and thousands of years ago to what happened thousands and thousands of years ago, right? So I'm saying what happened when we were originally designed, when Adam was originally designed, to when Adam screwed everything up, to when Jesus came and completed everything, right? This is our process. And so when Jesus ascended, when he went up to the heavens, everything, when he was resurrected, not just resurrected from the tomb, but resurrected and went to the heavens, everything came into completion. And so you have to know his original plan. You have to know the textbook. You have to know the handbook. You have to read the instructions to get to the end of the solution. So, happy Friday, you guys. I hope that you have an amazing weekend, and I just want to thank you for this amazing opportunity to speak into your life, this amazing opportunity to provide answers and to give you some peace in situations. I pray that my voice or things that we've talked about or topics have answered some questions for you and have pointed you in the right direction. I love you all so much, and I just want to thank you for welcoming me into your home or your car or just your life in general, and allowing me to speak truth to you. And I hope that you, like I said, have an amazing weekend. I'll talk to you later.